Hey, welcome back to the Elopin' Water Podcast.
Ooh,
all the places you and your spouse can go get married to, just to flee to get married. So this is tips and tricks.
All right.
The Elopin' Water Podcast. Where's the best place to elope? The Elopin' Water Podcast. Where's the best place to elope? Hey.
No, I'm just kidding. This is the Elopin' Water Podcast. I have millions.
I have a few of those.
Yeah. Good.
We could
You can do
over
next
a few.
week. My favorite was the Pope in Water Podcast. That was my favorite. The graphics was fantastic.
You just like seeing yourself as AI does the Pope.
Yeah, maybe. I thought it was so funny. The snow one too. The snow jingle, like the da 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 da. The sloping.
Oh.
That one got me
the
too.
sloping,
Well
yeah.
done, Elijah. Speaking of, Elijah was on your seat last week. Amanda was on it 2 weeks ago, but you're back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Stayed warm. Thank you,
good.
Elijah.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Yep. Good. Glad you're back, man. Good travels last week.
I was counting the minutes we were apart. It was good travels, but it's good to be back.
Do you want to share what you did?
Sure. I was up in the good and beautiful state of Indiana,
Odd country.
Fort Wayne, Indiana. I got a cousin up there who helps run sports events for people with disabilities.
Yeah.
So in particular, they're hosting a World Cup tournament for international teams for sitting volleyball, para-volleyball.
Yeah.
So people
It's
sit
amazing.
on the ground and
It's
play volleyball.
amazing.
It's really
I've
cool.
never seen this. You
It is
sent me the
wild.
link because it's like a big deal.
Yeah.
As it was being live streamed. And
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
It was awesome.
It was really cool.
You were doing announcing for it.
Yeah, I was just doing this and that for the tournament.
I love it.
It was really fun.
Glad you returned safely.
Yep. Ready to bump set spike.
That's
Just let me
it.
know. You hit me.
That's it. Well, glad you're here. Our soccer team, people want to know.
Yeah, we think we should do a soccer corner.
Yeah,
updates.
soccer update.
This is a rough weekend for us.
is a tough
We had back-to-back games Friday, Saturday,
Same
which is
team.
a rarity.
Yeah.
We played the same team.
And they're very good.
They were very good.
They also had a ton of players, which is tough. So, played the red team, the Red Cherries.
Big bad red
They get-
team.
yeah,
the
the
cherries.
Cherries is
Okay,
what they
okay.
go by.
Yep, the purple whales versus the.
The Red Cherries.
All right.
First game we won, which was great.
Friday night was
Yep,
great.
Friday night, despite being down 2 players again, they showed up.
We
They were
played
hungry.
7 players. We only had 8.
Yep.
So it was a
We were quick subs.
lot of running.
Then we played the game the next morning, and we tied, which in Marty's world, that's a loss.
It's like kissing your sister, they say.
Yeah, as they say.
Yeah.
But no one played well. It's just bad. It's just
Yeah.
bad. But
We'll fix that at practice.
But according to the league record, we're still considered undefeated, which I believe we're the only team who is undefeated at this
huge.
point. So
the dynasty's alive.
the dynasty's alive.
Cling to that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's your favorite
Purple whales.
sports ball? All right, let's jump into top 5.
All right.
You got it this week, right?
Gotcha. All right. Today, can you guess, in honor of Bike Week,
Oh no,
can you guess?
like Oktoberfest. There's
Sorry,
a
excuse
difference. Jeez,
I messed it up again on Sunday, too, and someone
it's
politely corrected me.
it's a big deal.
I need to
Yeah.
figure that out. All right. Top 5 motorcycle brands by market share in 2025.
I think I can name three total.
You can do it.
Okay, all right.
You can do it.
Harley Davidson,
That's number 3. Well done. Number 3.
BMW,
That is a distant 8th, but it's on the board.
Suzuki.
That is number 6, just out of the top 5.
We are in trouble. Yamaha.
That is number 4, Yamaha. Is it Yamaha or Yamaha?
It's not Victory.
Yamaha?
What's the one? It's Mitch's bike. What is that? What is that? It's not Victory. Help me. I don't know what it is. I don't. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. What is that called? Triumph.
That Triumph is on the board. They're like they're 9th. They're 9th on the list. Good bikes though. Solid bikes.
Solid bikes. Just really
Missing
good.
the number 1. Think Japanese maybe.
That was my Suzuki guess.
Okay,
that
okay.
was my Japanese.
two more
guess.
Japanese
Kawasaki.
Number 1 is Kawasaki.
I thought Kawasaki.
Kawasaki.
I thought that was like a sub bike under Suzuki. I don't know anything about
no,
motorcycles.
big player.
Literally.
And then so you have number 2 and number 5
I feel
left.
like we're missing another big American brand. I feel
are.
Like.
Probably arguably the coolest branding.
That'd be Triumph. The Triumph covers that, I think. That, in my opinion. And then it's Harley Davidson, in my opinion. I don't know.
Native feel.
What?
You know, Indian is number 5.
Oh, I thought yes. Okay, got it. Yes.
And we're just missing number 2.
Is it
Big bike and car brand.
okay? Mercedes.
No, that'd be interesting. A Mercedes bike.
That's a thing.
a thing?
I'm pretty sure it's a thing.
Cool.
Pretty sure. Fact checkers.
We've checked your fact and it is false.
Maybe we shouldn't so often get into categories we know nothing about.
Yeah, I
Are
don't
we
know
having
what.
fun?
Yeah, I'm having so much fun. Wait till the animal segment comes. You're gonna get punished equally for this.
Great.
It's a big I don't think Chevy.
I've owned this.
It's a Chevy. Chevy? No, Chevy doesn't make bikes, do they? I don't know. I don't know anything about motorcycles.
Japanese?
Hyundai.
Close.
I don't know, dude.
Honda is number 2.
Honda's Japanese.
Kawasaki, Honda, Harley, Yamaha, Indian, Suzuki. Top 6 there. Hey, good job. Great job. You got 2 or 3 of them.
I don't know anything about motorcycles.
That concludes. I think we can finally put a cap on this year's Biketoberfest.
Yeah.
That's how we end it.
That's how we end it. I love that. All right, let's talk about Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, today's Monday. Yesterday was Sunday. We were in John 9:18 through 23. The story continues where Jesus has healed the man who's born blind. And that core verse is that the work of God may be displayed in him. And then we see the religious leaders.
Now it's like everyone who has ever known this guy or seen this guy is trying to figure out what the heck happened.
Yep.
And if his testimony that this guy Jesus did it, is that real?
Yep.
That's what we're seeing here in this scene.
So the religious leaders who confronted the man and are like, nope, we got to go see if this is actually true. So they go to the parents of the blind man who now has his sight. And so they interrogate.
Good source.
Yeah, good source. So they say, was he blind? Was he born blind? And they're like, yeah, and that is our son. They're like, how do you do it? And they did say, we don't know. And they said, go ask
They're like,
him.
"Ooh."
Go ask him.
Yeah.
Go ask him, because they were concerned that if they revealed that Jesus had done it, whether they knew or they didn't know, the text says that if they confessed that Jesus was the Christ, they were kicked out of the synagogue, which is this picture of exile, losing your faith community. And so
So we can't be too quick to say, oh, the parents just blame shifted. They're bad parents.
correct.
There was a lot on the line.
Correct. But again, if they did know, there is a piece of that. I shared on Sunday, but there was one author in particular who's like, it is God's designed parents instinctively and to distinctively protect their kids when harm is there. And
all the more, I think, that's like, wow,
yeah, the weight of the cost was
go
high.
against their instincts.
Yeah, the cost was significant. So we walked through 3 fears that blind us: fear of change, fear of others, fear of consequence. And so that's what we see in our text. Yeah, what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear. I talked a lot yesterday. You talk. what are your thoughts?
I like how we focus on the fear in this passage. 'Cause it's a more subtle, like it's not in your face theme.
Yeah.
In this passage, it's a bit more subtle, but like it happens and
It's very evident.
yeah, it's very evident.
Yeah.
Amongst the different characters.
Yeah.
In the story, why focus on that? What brought that to your attention?
The line in particular is like they feared the Jews because they would be kicked out of the synagogue, and that line was just it's in parentheses in the ESV. So I think it's interesting that they took the time to like, why'd they do this? Oh, because of fear. And then I was like, it's really interesting the parents are fearful. And then you think back, it's like, well, why are the religious leaders acting this way? You're like, oh, they're also fearful. And really, it's interesting because it's like, who is not afraid in the story? The whole thing. There's 2 characters. It's Jesus and the man who now has his sight. He's telling everybody. And so like there is this correlation of like blind and sight, faith and fear. And fear does blind us. And I had this on my board for like fear distorts truth. It's interesting that Jesus says like the truth will set you free. And here we had this like
Weird that we talked a lot about truth in the previous chapter.
Yep.
As if
Yeah. And I really wrestled with for a long time with the framework of like the idea of like truth and fear versus faith and fear. And I think truth and faith often go hand in hand, obviously. But I landed on like sight and kind of leaning into the story. But I do think there's this interesting aspect of like the Jesus being the truth, that truth really combats fear. I didn't share this on Sunday, but I'll never forget. I was in my garage and I called you and I said I want to do a podcast. Before before I moved to Florida, that was like, because at that point,
on the radar.
not on the radar at all. And we had talked about doing a podcast for a long time about other things, and it was going to be called Truth Itself or Fear Itself, and we're going to literally just put truth to fear.
Yeah.
And be like, one of those common fears is flying. We talked about it yesterday. It's like, how many planes actually crash? And like, despite knowing the facts, for some reason,
Unravel.
yeah,
common
despite
fears.
knowing facts, sometimes people still live in fear. And this dance of like, when we speak truth to our fears, like we do the deep work, it actually allows us to work through them. So often we don't feel like fear has like parameters, and so it's just this kind of like, rather than being like a thing, it's like smoke. Like, where do we start?
Right. That's good.
And so trying to put language and thoughts to combat fear was really kind of the goal through that.
Yeah, and my most favorite one of the three. I mean, favorite fear, but when we talked about others and people.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier this morning that like there seemed to be like a pretty palpable change in the room.
Yeah.
Both services.
Yeah.
When we were under the subcategory of other fear of others.
Yep.
In particular, when we went through the 5 ways that we might fear other people.
Yeah.
There was one in particular of those 5 that you mentioned that like just like
Shape-shifting.
Yeah, shape-shifting.
Yep.
Remind us what that was and why did that happen in the room, you think?
Yeah. So under the fear of others, I said no one's like going to openly be like, I'm scared of other people. And again, not in the context of abuse. I want to be very clear.
Yeah.
This is purely like I care about other people's opinions more than God's opinions. And it was this idea of we do it in micro ways. And so the 5 were seeking approval, silencing our witness, shape-shifting, staying silent, and striving for validation. And when I said shape-shifting, like the whole room kind of got weird. And like, I've been doing this long enough to know like because like, you know, like we're laughing, we're like listening, we're leaning in. And then there's like a moment where, because it's really bizarre if you preach for a minute, like, you can tell what resonates because people will look up from their like.
By the way, also you're constantly reading the room as
Yeah.
people are listening.
Yeah. And like
responding.
And so like typically there's a good amount of people who are taking notes and writing and their heads are down. But as soon as I said shape shifting, like almost every head came up, which if we think about it, when you say a point, it's on the screen behind me. That's the part or the time where you like write it down. And I said shape shifting and it wasn't confusion. It was like, it's like a gong went off in the room where everyone's just like, and I call it Christian camouflage, where people will go into different spaces and be like, "Oh, I'm with this group. I can behave and act this way, and no one cares." Or I can go into this thing, and really trying to get to the heart of, like, you are a follower of Jesus, no matter what room you're in, no matter who you're with, and the goal of like following Jesus is like following Jesus. Like, and I think sometimes like, well,
We've sort of mused before
Yeah.
that like we've noticed about Ormond Beach in particular. It seems to be kind of an image conscious town.
for sure.
And all the more kind of lends some credence to like why people might have that one struck a chord.
Yeah. I think people are very image conscious because it's an old town. There's a lot of history here, and I think a lot of people who grew up here I love talking to people who grew up here when they're like, yeah, it was like one-way road, and now it's like we can throw a rock and hit a Publix, and so like it's just the town has evolved, people have evolved, culture's evolved, and there are people who want to be preserved as in how it was before. There's people who like we want to see it go into the future. And tons of new people are moving into this town. And so there's like a weird piece of that where it's like there's so many subcultures. And that's part of the reason why I was excited to come here is because like I don't think, despite being like in the suburbs of Chicago, one of the few things that aligned with where I was before I moved to Florida is there was so many different groups of people in a small area. It's like, if I were to be like, how many of you are from New York? We get a bunch of it's like, how many are from the West Coast? We get a bunch of people. How many of you have been here your whole life? I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And so, but I do think there is this pressure because people desire connection so deeply. We're wired for connection that they're like, because again, I think we've felt that tension in moments where it's like, oh, there's a different set of like standards and values and code of like functioning here than where I was before. Not good, bad. It's just different.
Right.
And so I think people are striving for connection. They're like, oh, should I buy a motorcycle to fit in with the motorcyclers?
Yeah.
Should I play pickleball to fit in with the pickleball? And
Yeah, in that same vein, I think people are asking questions about like I think that goes to the last one, talk about striving for validation.
Yeah.
Where like people are kind of constantly using other people
Yeah.
in their life and their neighbors to like as like fences for their
Yeah.
own decisions.
Yeah.
Like, did I make the right call there? Am I raising my kids right? Am I doing Christianity right.
Right.
Like,
Dude, and that, in all fairness, that is such a hard metric because you're like, what is the standard of being human at this point in my life? And the answer is, you've only done this one time.
yeah.
And like, it's like, then you're like, well, this person on social media, and we're like,
Right.
well, like, that could be fake. They could be like just playing a game. Like,
Yeah.
that could
Might
be
just be best to compare yourself to who you were yesterday,
Yeah.
as opposed to like
yeah.
anyone else.
And I think that's why the language of like, our aim is Jesus. And I think at the end of the day, like, who cares what your neighbor thinks? Like, are you living for Jesus? And it's like,
Are you living into the fear of others?
Yeah. And I think that it was just language, and I try to do it with grace because I think everyone battles it in different, varying ways. And so, just kind of giving, again, hopefully some tools, some language to process that. But I had great conversations after service. A lot of people seemed like it resonated with them, and things clicked. And so,
Yeah.
I'm thankful. I just love that we have a church that comes hungry and listens and has conversations. There's a part of the sermon in particular that I didn't have in my notes, but I just felt like it was the right time to share the idea that, like, people, the synagogue in particular, the significance of getting kicked out is that people would come to the synagogue to hear the reading of Scripture than to converse about it. And that beautiful picture of dialogue, I feel like our church right now is having more dialogue about Scriptures than it's had in a long, long, long time.
Yep.
And it's so great. It's so great to see people staying after service, and on Tuesday for men's group, women's group on Wednesday.
Yeah. We're synagoguing.
Yeah.
those spaces.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's so cool. Like, I love that, like, I saw a woman in our church, and she's like, this thing on Genesis that's like, I wasn't even there, but we taught it on that Tuesday. And she's like, this was amazing that we learned about the bow and like the warrior. And I was like, dude, this is amazing that like people, and they're in small groups doing it, and like all the small groups are doing the same thing. And so like, they'll be like, hey, how was your small group? Like, great, this is what we talked about. Like, oh, we saw this. It's just so, there's like an electricity that's like palatable in the room. You're like, there's something like happening here. People are like discussing Scripture in the lobby, dude. It's like, it's awesome.
Speaking of which with the influx, we've seen people who just want to get more involved and connect to the church, which is awesome. So we've had the question come up a time or two about like, what does it actually mean to like be a member at Oasis Church?
You know, Brennan, that's a great question.
It is.
I'm so glad you asked.
And by the way, thank you to Danielle.
Yeah,
who,
Danielle,
sent in
you're the goat, dude.
this question specifically.
Yeah, super thankful for Danielle's question. So it's a good question. So the metric of being a member at Oasis has been people who give, group, and grow. Those are the three metrics of saying, hey, if you consider yourself a member, this is your church. We ask that you respond in giving, is your act of worship. The text talks about that. Growing, which is in a small group or Bible study or attending another event that is helping you grow. Even a consistent Sunday morning. And then grouping. Grouping is being in a small group. That is... that could be men's group, that could be women's group, that could be a small group, that could be leading a small group.
You might have heard serve for grow.
Yeah.
Growing is the new.
I'll just be really honest. We went through a season where we tried to make it like really like feasible. Like, you sign a card.
Yep. We took everyone's picture.
Yeah.
People remember that.
And the part of the reason we did that is because our database had 6,000 people in it.
Yeah.
And many people are like, well, I visited from Tampa for this weekend. And we're like still sending them emails.
Right.
And so we're like, because again, this church is 35 years old. No one's ever gone through it and combed out from 35 years who's a part of the church. And so we're trying to get a pulse, like, because we want to care for people in our church. Like, there was a situation where somebody a number of years ago was like, I was in the hospital and for like a week and I didn't get a call. And I said, one, no one knew. No one knew. Two, you've never filled out information. We don't have your phone number, your email. We have nothing. That's why we do the I'm new thing, is because we want to be able to connect with people. But there are people who are like, I need to be cared for. Like, we can't contact you. We can't do that. And so the member thing is actually being rewritten right now. And I don't have a release date of it, but kind of reframing what it means to be a member. The language is there, but the process is being rewritten. And so one of those will be, we're going to launch a thing in the coming weeks called Discover Oasis, which will be kind of that first step of like hearing about, like, if you're new, it's like kind of I'll go and talk and kind of get to meet people. And we're going to try to get the whole staff there kind of in rotations just to help understand like what is Oasis all about? Like, what's happening? And so that's going to come out in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully I don't want to say November. My goal is November, but it's most likely to be December. And then kind of slowly rolling back into membership. I think there's going to have to be some shifts in a couple things to get to that place where we have like formal membership.
Yep.
But I think it's coming for sure, and I think it's going to be really important and significant.
Yeah.
It's just,
Groups was the big push for this year, and then that is it's gonna be a close second.
yeah. And the reason I have talked to pastors extensively about membership, the why, like what's the purpose, where is this in Scripture, and I've done a lot of reading on it. I think the Bible makes a good case for membership, and not from the way of like, because typically denominations need membership,
Right.
and that's like a whole different thing. We're a non-denominational church. We're not connected with anybody, so I'm not mailing people's membership information to like.
Right. We're not sending money up to a bigger church structure.
Yeah. Nope. The reason we want to do membership is so we can better appropriately care for people, and small groups is kind of meeting that need right now, but we want to make that even better because it is cool. We're seeing people who, if something happens, like I've been contacted by a couple small group leaders. So like, hey, just so you know, and it's like, that's the way the church is like, even when we go back in Exodus, we see that like the tribes were broken up and it's like, all right, who are these guys? These are the elders of these tribes. Great. And so if something happened in that pocket, it would like work its way up. It's like, all right, this is this level, this is this level, and people can care appropriately for the need. And that's what the goal that we're moving towards is appropriate levels of care. And we want people to feel seen and cared for and led and discipled. And that takes layers. It takes layers of leadership.
Good data.
Yeah. Layers of leadership and data. And that just takes time. Like we're moving, this is like super nerdy for the 2 people who are still watching this episode. We're moving to a different database, which will help clear a lot of that up. And so that's all part of it is like just helping remove the stuff that's like just there because it's been there for 35 years.
But the things behind the scenes have to happen so that the structure's in place so that we can roll it out to everybody else.
Yeah. We are building extensive systems behind the scenes so this church moving into the future continually can be
For a long time to come.
Yeah. Like hopefully long beyond my lifetime. Like that's the goal is like I would love to see.
We're putting saplings everywhere around here.
But that stuff takes time, you know. And I think it's people show like this church is 35 years old, and like you don't have a membership process. Like it was just never written, or it was written and it wasn't written where I could find it, and it's lost. So,
or the pandemic nuked it all.
So, and so I don't want to recreate the wheel,
right?
But I want to do things well and right, and hopefully that have like last a long time. So.
Yeah.
That's the thought and the goal. So I appreciate
question.
Danielle. I'm sorry that's not a great answer.
It's inside baseball.
Yeah,
But
super nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on.
It's Marty's favorite segment.
Now, time for my medicine.
I think you should get this. This is easier than Elijah's emu situation.
Okay.
Sorry, Elijah. I ran the questions through with my wife, and she's like, "You're a nerd," because she's like, "Of course,
Big emu house.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize like I did a lot of reading on Australia when I was a kid. I thought it was the coolest place ever. So originally it was going to be an echidna, and I changed it to emu because I thought an echidna would be like, I'm like, no one will get that. All right, so it's not that hard this week. I mean, knock on wood. Here we go. What animal am I?
I feel I'm at one with nature, so
Good.
Maybe
Good. It's your Biketoberfest shirt.
It is.
I wish I wore my matching one. I'm really upset I didn't.
It's okay, I didn't tell you.
All right, here we go. I'm often used as a symbol of patience and long life.
Patience, long life. The koala. Can you give me a country? Country of origin, please.
No. My kind can go months without food or water.
Patience. Camel.
Nope. My jaw lacks teeth, yet I shred vegetation with ease.
Sloth.
No. My cousins are masters of the seas, but I am terrestrial. Stop. No, don't. How do you... Dude, come on.
Doesn't have a jaw?
No, my jaw lacks teeth.
Oh. A worm?
Do you know? Don't say it. Do you know? Do you know? Okay, okay. My ribs are fused into a structure that doubles as armor and architecture. Oh my gosh. Well, Shane, you can. I want to be animal tested.
Just give me a country. That's all I need.
The Galapagos.
A turtle? Sea turtle?
What is it, gang? Tortoise. It's a tortoise.
Oh, duh.
Duh. I thought the piece, the second one was an intentional like camel one. I was
Okay,
like,
okay.
and I was like, I'm gonna trick him when he's gonna think it's a camel. So I'm glad you fell for the trap. But
You're welcome.
I thought the cousins being in the seas, I thought that was like a for sure giveaway. I was
Who are
like,
their cousins?
sea turtles, the sea turtles.
See, yep. There's my turtle ignorance showing. I had no idea they were different.
Did. Tortoises are on land. They're like the super old ones.
You learn something new every single day. Don't forget that.
You know what's wild is
Don't remember that
I think I know about as much about motorcycles as you know about animals.
Actually, next week we play What Motorcycle Am I?
I have bars. What am I? All right. Ooh. All right, here we go. We're gonna do Mount Rushmore. We're gonna jump right into it. We're gonna keep things rolling. Let's
end it here.
Mount Rushmore. Things to do on a Sunday afternoon. Easy like Sunday morning. All right. You wanna go first? I'll let you go first.
You go first.
Nap.
I know what you do. Yep.
Nap, dude. Nap. Oh man. I think if I had a choice, I would nap every day.
Yeah.
I did it in college, and it was really good. And then my brother's like, "Those are called depression naps, and you have to stop." So I stopped. But I have found that
Laughing with you.
if I take like an hour from like 1 to 2, maybe 2:30, if I'm having like I am like I'm like ready to rip after that. It's literally like. And maybe that guy who's like, I do micro days. My first day starts from 6 a.m. till 10 a.m. Then I'm on day 2. Like I'm like, maybe there's something to that.
Actually,
now.
yeah, I operate by souls. I don't do Earth days. Earth days are overrated.
I just think naps are awesome. They're so, and I'm not saying like you get under, like you go to your bed, like you can just sleep on the couch. You can like, I just like chill for like an hour.
Yep.
I mean, I think the siestas, that there's something
Of course,
to
there's
that.
something deeply human about
And I remember when I worked at a camp, like many summers, it was required by state law that you had to be quiet. They kind of played into it. They're like,
you're doing trucker hours?
no, it's just like it was a noise thing. It was like a noise violation.
Oh,
issue.
okay.
So they said like, all right, from 1 to 2 every day at camp, you have to like just go to your cabins. You can play cards, dude. And that's what I think actually started my rhythm of like I would crash for an hour.
Yeah,
and I'd be
wow.
like ready to go.
Yeah.
So, but I only do that on Sundays. So, but it's great. All right, your turn.
All right, I think Sunday afternoons are for working on the truck. You know what I mean?
I don't have a truck. I've only seen you in your truck twice.
I'm just hammering. I'm wrenching.
Looks good.
I'm a truck guy now. So
Truck man.
I just got a truck. No,
I love it.
and I don't deserve one.
I love it. No, it feels like the appropriate segue into the
Trying
truck.
to become a Florida man. You know, I'm loading still. But
Yeah. What year is it?
03.
It is beautiful. It's a nice little truck. I think you made the right move because I think when people go from like cars to trucks, they go from like a car to like a massive, like dually, like just diesel, like the and like it's like you're not that
I
guy.
didn't consider
Not
it.
that- you could do that now. If you do 2 years with the little guy,
Sure.
you can do whatever you want. You have a license. I mean, you couldn't do like a semi truck.
You
That would
kind
be
of gotta
you got to ease up. I
tear
think.
up your truck.
Yeah, because we all know the kids. You know, we see the kids in our youth group who roll up in their trucks and they're like,
and get it stuck in the front lawn
yeah,
and whatnot.
exactly.
But yeah,
and you're like, what are you doing, dude? You should start with a little truck. It should be just like a rule. Like you start with little bikes typically.
true.
Like you move up. That's
So this is my training truck, is what you're
training truck. This is your training wheel truck. All right, my
computer that I was
my
hoping
second Mount Rushmore things to do on Sunday afternoon is grill.
for. Dang it.
Grill.
Mine, but yeah.
dude, I love to
good.
grill. Like I don't care if it's hot dogs, burgers, smokes
I
and
think
stuff.
5 hours of therapy and just the sound of the meat sizzling on the grill, they're about the same.
About
for
equal.
me.
That makes sense. I just love grilling on Sunday afternoons. It heals something deep in me. That and like chili, which I'm gonna group that in. But yeah, your turn.
Sunday afternoon. I'll just say my standard one, what I do every Sunday afternoon, and I've come to really enjoy it. Every Sunday after church, I'm usually the last one around here, just locking up and cleaning up a little bit here and there. And there's something that I love so much about, like just in general, like cleaning up after like a really good party. That's what it feels like after
Yeah.
every Sunday. Like
Yeah.
you just hosted a really good party.
Yeah.
Now like you're doing the dishes after, just thinking about how
Yeah.
cool that party was.
Yeah.
And that's it's probably one of my favorite uses of a Sunday afternoon.
Love
Is,
that. Hang
walking around here, shutting off lights, and thinking about how cool that just was.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
I'm going to say pub subs on the beach.
nice.
Yep. I think the beach Sunday afternoon, time to time, especially as it's getting a little cooler.
Yep.
You don't have to go in the water. I mean, you
Yep.
can. You don't have to. Just like eat some chicken tenders, sandwiches. Good day.
And my last one, Sundays are for the boys. It's for football. It's football day.
That was my softball. When I wrote this question, I was like, I feel like it's a football one.
For all the football guys out there.
Did the Dolphins win yesterday?
I doubt it.
Ooh,
They're on a rough
tough. They lost.
slide. Thank you. They did not win
Dang.
yesterday.
All
But
right.
something about getting the crew together, sitting on a couch,
Yeah.
watching the game, heckling the coach, yelling at the
nachos,
screen.
Drinking some slice.
Clearly watch a lot of football.
No, I don't. My last one is going to
rituals.
be hang out in the backyard.
Yeah. Yep. The patio hangs.
Yep.
Yep.
We me and the kids were on the trampoline for like an hour and a half yesterday. We were just mobbing around and
Got good games. Like crack the egg or
no, because the baby's out there. If we crack the egg with him, he's toast.
Actually
yeah,
cracked.
yeah. I can get him over the 15-foot net for sure. The one that I like playing right now, that they like playing, is I made up this game called Don't Wake Up Dad, where I lay in the middle, pretend like I'm asleep, and then they just, like try to sneak around. But if I hear any noises, like I roll that way, and then if I tag them, they're out.
that's good.
But the baby is confused, and he just tackles me.
Wake
like,
Dad.
yeah, he's just getting crushed, and he just loves it. He's just like, he just falls over me. He's like, ah, like
I lost again.
yeah. And then I was rolling, and he was like somehow not paying attention, and he got bumped in the face and got a bloody lip because he was just being.
Nice.
And I was like, all right, buddy, you can go in. He's like, no, and like he just like still kept playing.
Just,
Yeah. He's just like he is fierce, and so he does not want to miss out playing, and so that's my favorite trampoline game.
awesome.
We have a lot of trampoline.
Awesome.
games.
Very good.
They're fun, but all right, those are things to do on a Sunday afternoon. What's yours?
Take notes.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to say?
Feels good. Feels good to be back. We had 2 weeks back to back that we were off. Were we? Or no. never mind.
No, I was here. You were gone.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
Flop.
Yep. All right. Great. Wrap up. Let me pray. Sorry, Father, thank you for today. Thank you for this time, God. Thank you for who you are and how you're working, God. We just say thank you for the people that are Oasis Church, God. So thankful for their hearts to see you just in their lives and in this community, God. And so we pray for just abundant blessing on each of them. We love you and praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Easy like Sunday morning.